Those who know my channel know I don't usually make videos after a loss, but after two of the worst 3 games in recent memory, I want to break down how Steph Curry was essentially useless in the first half against the Pacers as an off-ball decoy with 4 missed field goal attempts. I want to compare the stark difference between on-ball versus off-ball actions, so let's see the contrast. I'm not a narrative person, as you guys know, but the reason I wanted to make this video is to show viewers the difference in plays when you give your best player shots to get him in rhythm versus trying to get everyone else involved. I'm not going to do my usual visuals on the screen since I'm using more than 30 clips, but I'll continue to talk. Here Steph comes from a down screen and gets a quick handoff action with Schroeder. You can see the Pacers fail to switch because Nembhard wants to continue to stick to Curry, giving Dennis a lane to the basket. He fails at challenging Turner, but at least he got an advantage driving to the rim. TJD was a monster again last night, but even on this fast break, Steph chucks it up to Schroeder, and for some reason he's just relocating to the weak side corner. Great way for Dennis to use your speed and get a layup, but you can tell Steph is trying to let him get comfortable first, which is fair. Again, Steph is just waiting on the weak side, acting like a JJ Redick decoy, not really moving, and we get a TJD dribble handoff to Draymond in the corner. He does make this 3, sure, but are we really trying to get Draymond Green open 3s to start the game with more than half the shot clock left? Why aren't we trying to give our best player literally the ball so he can get into rhythm? This is his only 3 of the night, by the way. Look, credit Nembhard for denying Steph hard the entire game when we get your classic Warriors split action with Wiggins on a mismatch. Steph even wants it, but Wiggins gets doubled, and I'm fine with taking Halliburton in the post, he just cannot turn the ball over here. Again, Steph gets the ball and immediately looks at the split action. I'm fine with the motion offense, I really am, but the second the Pacers don't play this well and Steph gets the ball, he uses his shooting gravity to suck Turner out to the perimeter, then dumps it off to Jackson Davis for a dunk. Great off-ball movement, but only happens when Steph actually gets the ball. On a semi-fast break, they're finally looking for Steph, but even Draymond is pointing to give the ball to Schroeder. Wiggins is relocating on the baseline and does hit this 3-pointer, but so far literally everyone else has taken a shot, contested or not, besides Steph Curry. Alright, this is starting to get me frustrated. You're up 3 and TJD runs a DHO with fucking Draymond Green? You got 16 seconds left on the shot clock and Dre's got Steph right there, and he chucks up a 3. What are we thinking here? Are we treating Steph like he's a glorified JJ Redick? We got a Schroeder TJD pick and roll, which I'm fine with because that is Dennis's bread and butter. He even gets an advantage here on the drive because Halliburton is behind, but with Nembhard stunting one pass away and literally ball watching, and Steph Curry's wide open, you have to find him if you're Schroeder. But no, he's looking to pass to the left wing to an open Draymond who bricks another 3. What's going on here? Look, Curry was really bad last night. Even on this dribble handoff with Jackson Davis, Siakam leaves Green to trap. You're going to have to take advantage of this trap and make a good pass because if you turn it over, it's off to the races. 4 minutes in and Steph has 0 shots and he can't even make a pass out of a double team. You would assume by now, okay, let Steph bring up the ball and let's get him in rhythm. But no, let's keep using Curry as an off-ball shooter. The Pacers guard this down screen well and Siakam plays off Dre, so they try to counter with a fancy no-look dribble handoff, but the communication and aggressiveness just is not there right now. Turnover. Finally, we have an on-ball pick and roll, an absolute groundbreaking concept for the greatest shooter of all time. Steph uses his elite dribbling skills to snake the dribble into a double team, then makes the right play by passing it to an open Draymond. Siakam is in no man's land, and look, we have an alley-oop to Jackson Davis. Look at the quality of shot we just got from an on-ball Steph Curry. Crazy concept, right? So of course, Steph gets subbed out after that last play, but 5 minutes after he gets subbed back in and immediately runs another wild play of a high on-ball pick and roll. Obi Toppin is so worried that he's in a high show, allowing Kuminga to slip the screen and gets a short roll pass by Steph for another advantage. JK now has a 3-on-2 advantage on the backside and Siakam has to come rotate. With Looney rolling to the paint, great decision by JK here for a kick out open 3 to Buddy Hield. Absolutely crazy to have 2 for 2 high quality shots when Steph runs a high ball screen. Just kidding, the Warriors decide to throw Curry back to being off-ball decoy. Remember in the Grizzlies game when Jalen Wells and Scottie Pippen Jr. were literally denying and face-guarding Steph and taking him out of play? Nembhard's barely really doing that, but they still don't give Steph the ball. Instead, they run a Buddy Hield pick and roll into a Kuminga post-up. I get he's trying to take advantage of a mismatch, but he fails to do so here, and it goes along the theme of Steve Kerr literally giving everyone a touch and shot, besides your best player in Steph Curry. Mind you, Steph fucking Curry has 0 points so far and 0 shot attempts. Look at Steph just chilling on the wing here, not being aggressive. Instead, we have another Buddy Hield isolation play to attack off the dribble into a help defense, then turns it over. What are we doing here? Basketball is a rhythm game, and we can't expect our best player to catch fire all of a sudden like it's 2016 anymore. He's not going to have the feel for the game when it comes clutch time. Last play of the quarter, and they're finally looking for Steph. We get a down screen by Looney, and Siakam is so scared of the shot, he shows up high. Steph makes the brilliant decision of throwing it to a rolling Looney, and look, we have another wide open layup. Good things happen when you give Steph the damn ball. So second quarter starts, and Curry's just jogging to the weak side corner like someone who's not interested in getting a shot up. Kuminga had a great game last night and stays aggressive, so he gets a layup here, but the theme is Curry just doing cardio and not looking to even get the ball. Here, Draymond tries to go for a dribble handoff, but the Pacers deny Steph, so he counters by setting an on-ball pick on Bryant. Remember one of the first plays when Steph was a screen setter and Nembhard wouldn't leave him? Same thing happens here on an inverted pick, where Steph's gravity literally tricks Nembhard, giving Green an advantage into this crazy Kuminga alley-oop tip. They got a bucket here, but that's because Draymond got an advantage first off that Steph on-ball screen. Curry gets his first shot attempt with 10.5 left in the second quarter. Down screen by Green, and Steph gets a really good look. However, he bricks this. But are we surprised? He's just not in rhythm because he has not got a shot off the whole quarter. This is not a good sign for the rest of the game if it becomes close, because they're going to need him to make plays. Another decoy Steph on the weak side corner, but even here, the only reason Draymond was able to lob this over to Kuminga was because TJ McConnell was trying to play the high side to prevent a down screen so Curry can come up and potentially get open. Great decision here, and Jakey gets a layup on the smaller defender. I'm cool with this. I haven't seen an on-ball pick and roll in ages. Running Steph like he's a glorified JJ Redick in these off-ball screens, eventually he does get a ball and finally tries to make a play. He uses Draymond as a semi-screen to get a step on Nembhard and draws the foul for free throws. Thank God he has the ball, and another good play happens. My mind is just blown. Steph just looks so uninterested in getting the ball. He's just jogging away from the play. To be fair, Kuminga and Draymond do have a 2-on-1 and eventually get a wide open bucket, but it's just funny seeing Curry just running a circle, is not looking for his own at all. This one's kind of funny. You don't even see Steph in a damn video. Dude's probably at the logo waiting for some off-ball picks. Eventually he does come in, and he's just not looking to get the ball at all with his head down, while Kuminga tries to post up a premier shot blocker and pump fakes eventually to get it rejected. What are we doing here? So the Warriors are up 9, and we finally, at the 7-minute mark, get an on-ball Steph Curry pick and roll. He gets a switch on the mismatch, and we get the classic second screen set by Kuminga. Two Pacers big men are out on the perimeter, which is exactly what the Warriors want, but Steph unfortunately does not even look to attack. This game is so far on him not looking to score, but even though Moses Moody is wide open and gets a nice kick-out pass for a good look, sometimes I'm not looking for the right basketball play, but instead asking my superstar to look for his own shot. Kerr then subs Steph out and puts a small ball lineup in, and they lose the lead. Curry comes back at this point. He still only had one shot attempt. One shot attempt, mind you. So he comes back, and we run an off-ball action to free him up. The second he curls and gets delivered the ball, we have another advantage. Good things happen when Steph Curry gets the ball, and on a 2-on-1, he throws a sick alley-oop dunk to Jackson Davis. I'm obviously cool with this play. It is such a comforting scene when I see Steph bring out the ball like the point guard that he is. Still such a crazy concept, giving the ball to your best player's hands to make a play. The issue I have here is he knows he's only got one shot attempt and just tries to ISO and force the issue. What are we doing here, Steph? You don't need to chuck an off-balance mid-range with 0 passes in the possession. That's a bad shot, but that's because he's already off rhythm and is now trying to force something. I think there is something to be said about having Schroeder and Steph on the court together. I'm not a coach and I don't know what's best, but Schroeder's best at running on-ball pick and rolls, and he's just not an off-ball weapon. I see what he's trying to do here with the alley-oop, but you just can't have Steph Curry minutes at the same time where he's just chilling in the corner then sprinting back on defense. This ends in a failed Buddy Hield layup that eventually gives Pacers a bucket at the other end. I mean, look at this. We even have a Wiggins pick and roll. Curry's just doing cardio on the side while Wiggins gets a wide open 20-footer with 18 seconds left on the shot clock. I'm not the biggest fan of the shot, but I can respect even Wiggs looking to shoot when he has the chance, but he just misses here. I mean, dude, we have another Schroeder pick and roll with Draymond. Look where Curry is, pointing at other people in the damn corner as if he's an off-ball decoy. It's honestly pathetic at this point. Schroeder rejects the screen and attacks a weak defender. I mean, the snatch back into a pull-up midi is a pretty good shot for him, so I can live with it. But everyone else is being aggressive and shooting besides Steph Curry. Alright, so we get an off-ball down screen for Curry to get open. Indiana does not switch and Steph has a good look. However, my issue is not with him getting good looks, it's about the timing of shooting. So far at this point, he has 2 shot attempts and 0 makes, and he thinks coming off and shooting a semi-contested 28-footer is a good idea? He has 0 rhythm, so of course he's going to miss this, since the refs are not going to call anything on the perimeter. Let's get something going to the basket, please. You know I'm getting sick of it at this point, and by sick I mean the clear lack of aggressiveness by Steph. He's again getting hugged by Nembhard as if he's a glorified JJ Redick, while Schroeder gets another on-ball pick and roll. Again, I'm fine with this play because I know that's what Dennis wants. What bothers me more is Steve Kerr does not force Steph to get the ball at all. Dennis gets a good look and drains his first 3 for the Dubs in 3 games. Even these curl screens, Steph just does not look like he's running with tenacity. He just looks so half-hearted. Of course, the second he gets the ball, he gets immediately trapped by like 4 dudes, and he eventually turns the ball over. He's now fully out of rhythm and is playing so soft. I'm getting pissed at this point. Curry seems to have 0 interest in getting the ball, just simply jogs up the court. You're down 6 points and you have 0 makes in the first half. How are you not looking to immediately get the rock? Instead, we have another Schroeder pick and roll, which I'm fine with, but Kuminga pump fakes and does this stupid foul baiting where he probably gets touched and just loses control and flings the ball out of bounds. JK needs to stop doing this. He does this at least twice per game. It's comedy. Alright, last play, and this is starting to get embarrassing. Down 8 and we finally stop doing cardio and Steph goes ISO instead and eventually chucks up a contested 30-footer and airballs this. What in your mind makes you think that you are in rhythm to shoot this shot? As Paul George once said, that's a bad fucking shot. Anyway, you guys know I don't make videos after losses, but this last month or so has been tough. I'm not Steve Kerr nor am I a coach, I just try to analyze plays and coverages. But I'm extremely frustrated seeing the lack of aggressiveness by Steph Curry lately and trying to get everyone else involved first before himself. I know it's the motion offense, but if you're the best player on the team, you need to look for your own. I believe there needs to be a shift in philosophy, giving your star the ball to make something happen rather than always relying on movement and forcing Steph to be an off-ball decoy 75% of the time. It should be the other way around, where you should get a touch most of the time instead of only running on-ball pick and rolls when the game is ending. You saw these plays in the first half, where there were like 4 or 5 on-ball Steph plays max, and most of them led to buckets or high-quality looks, at least up until Steph started chucking them in the 4th quarter to make up for his lack of points. By then, it's too late, he has no rhythm. I think there needs to be a dramatic shift, but some things I'm suggesting are shorting the rotation to fewer than 10 players, going with bigger lineups, and possibly having Schroeder come off the bench to play with more pick and roll players. Because having Curry as an off-ball threat so much is outdated in 2024, and it's leading to losses. Now onto a big Christmas game against the Lakers, so if you guys like this analysis, like and subscribe to see more.